Drag my chair this way. Towards the door. Slowly. Oh. You may want to grab it by the legs. Okay, you can just eat. Okay. Okay, that's better. That's better. Alright. Oh, thank you.
Plato, the collective dialogues, including the letters.
Jesus fuck, what do you mean? How did my survival world ended up being 234 megabytes?
I mean, that's not that bad.
Just ignore it, Tiffany.
Yeah, but my creative world is only 60. As much as I've done to that?
I mean, my creative is 114.
What, Tiffany?
Does any of your stuff need to be charged?
What do you mean stuff?
Meaning like controller.
Yeah, my controller needs to be.
Because I was gonna ask you if I could charge my Bluetooth.
Yeah, because I got to charge my phone. My phone's at 8%. My controller's
If someone needs
dead.
to charge something, I have a charging port over here. Any takers? Because I'm about to start reading, and I don't like being interrupted while I read.
Yeah, I need my Bluetooth.
Where's it at?
On my purse.
You wanna grab it?
Thanks for joining the stream, bro. Okay, where the fuck am I at? Oh, okay, I remember where I'm at. I was over here fixing Landon's building. Like he told me to do. By the way, y'all's basement that was leading into y'all's mining area, I dropped it down 2 levels because y'all were too high, and I don't know if y'all were finding much diamonds. I'm pretty sure y'all weren't as much as y'all.
Too low. Wasn't he at 12 or 11?
No, his floor where he was standing on was at 12. Diamonds start between 5 and 12. That's the peak point. Y'all were too high, so I dug it. I dug it low.
What I've kept to is 14.
Yeah, well, I've been really decent, but staying at floor level 10 and 9.
Why don't you just search up like the ideal level?
I did. It's 5 to 12.
I believe
On
that.
the other hand, scarcely a word of what they said was true.
That's what I've
Astonished at one of their men
figured out, and that's why I was finding so many diamonds like I was.
when they told you that you must be careful not to let me deceive you. The implication being that I am a true speaker. I thought that it was peculiarly brazen of them to tell you this without a blush, since they must know that they will soon be effectively confuted. When it becomes obvious that I have not the slightest skill as a speaker, unless, of course, by a skillful speaker they mean one who speaks the truth. If that is what they mean, I would agree that I am an orator, though not after their pattern. My accusers then, as I maintain, have said little or nothing that is true. But from me you shall hear the whole truth. Not, I can assure you, gentlemen, in flowery language like theirs, decked out with fine words and phrases. No. What you will hear will be a straightforward speech in the first words that occur to me, confident as I am in the justice of my cause. And I do not want any of you to expect anything different. It would hardly be suitable, gentlemen, for a man of my age to address you in the artificial language of the schoolboy orator. One thing, however, I do most earnestly beg and entreat of you. If you hear me defending myself in the same language which it has been my habit to use, both in the open spaces of this city, where many of you have heard me, and elsewhere, do not be surprised, and do not interrupt. Let me remind you of my position. This is my first appearance in a court of law, at the age of 70, and so I am a complete stranger to the language of this place. Now, if I were really from another country, you would naturally excuse me if I spoke in the manner and dialect in which I had been brought up. And so in the present case, I make this request of you, which I think is only reasonable, to disregard the manner of my speech. It may be better or it may be worse, and to consider and concentrate your attention upon this one question: whether my claims are fair or not. That is the first duty of the juryman, just as it is the pleader's duty to speak the truth. The proper course for me, gentlemen of the jury, is to deal first with the earliest charges that have been falsely brought against me, and with my earliest accusers, and then with the later ones. I make this distinction because I have already been accused in your hearing by a great many people for a great many years, though without a word of truth. And I am more afraid of those people than I am of Anitas and his colleagues, although they are formidable
I
enough.
was online.
But the others are still more formidable.
Who?
I mean
Tom.
the people who took hold of so many of you when you were children and tried to fill your minds with untrue accusations against me,
Just saying.
saying, there is a wise man called Socrates, who has theories about the heavens and has investigated everything below the earth, and can make the weaker argument defeat the stronger. It is these people, gentlemen, the disseminators of these rumors, who are my dangerous accusers, because those who hear them suppose that anyone who inquires into such matters must be an atheist. Besides, there are a great many of these accusers, and they have been accusing me now for a great many years. And what is more, they approached you at the most impressionable age, when some of you were children or adolescents, and they literally won their case by default, because there was no one to defend me. And the most fantastic thing of all is that it is impossible for me even to know and tell you their names, unless one of them happens to be a playwright.
Do you mind inviting,
You against me out of
I already was on it.
and some too merely passing told by others. All these are very difficult to deal with.
I'm assuming y'all aren't going to be playing. What is today? Friday or Saturday?
Cross-examination.
It is Friday.
One simply has to
Oh, are we playing?
visible opponent, because there is no one to answer. So I ask you to accept my statement that my critics fall into
Are we gonna play Minecraft together at all, or?
I don't know Tom's plan, so I mean I can't really do it
that I have first to defend myself against the latter. After all, you've heard them abusing me much longer ago, and much more violently than these more recent accusers.
I was curious, cause
I must begin my defense, gentlemen, and I must try in the short time that I have to rid your minds of
you're gonna have to ask him, because I
which has
don't
been
know.
there for many years. I should like this to be the result, gentlemen, assuming it to be for your advantage and my own. And I should like to be successful in my defense, but I think that it will be difficult, and I am quite aware of the nature of my task. However, let that turn out as God wills. I must obey the
Trying to
law
think.
and give my defense. Let us go back to the beginning and consider what the charge is that has made me so unpopular, and has encouraged Meletus to draw up this indictment. Very well. What did my critics say in attacking my character? I must read out their affidavit, so to speak, as though they were my legal accusers. Socrates is guilty of criminal meddling, in that he inquires into things below the earth and in the sky, and makes the weaker argument defeat the stronger, and teaches others to follow his example. It runs something like that. You have seen it for yourselves in the play by Aristophanes, where Socrates goes whirling round, proclaiming that he is walking on air and uttering a great deal of other nonsense about things of which I know nothing whatsoever. I mean no disrespect for such knowledge if anyone really is versed in it. I do not want any more lawsuits brought against me by Meletus, but the fact is, gentlemen, that I take no interest in it. What is more, I call upon the greater part of you as witnesses to my statement, and I appeal to all of you who have ever listened to me talking, and there are a great many to whom this applies, to clear your neighbors' minds. Tell one another whether any one of you has ever heard me discuss such questions briefly or at length, and then you will realize that the other popular reports about me are equally unreliable. The fact is that there is nothing in any of these charges, and if you have heard anyone say that I tried to educate people in charge of thieving, there is no truth in that either. I wish that there were, because I think that it is a fine thing if a man is qualified to thieve, as in the case of Gorgias of the Olympia, Podicus of Chaos, and Isabellus. Each one of these is perfectly capable of going into any city and persuading the young men to leave the company of their fellow citizens, with any of whom they can associate for nothing, and attach themselves to him and begin to bargain. There is another expert too from Paros, who I discovered was here on a visit. I happened to meet a man who has paid more in sophist fees than all the rest put together. I mean Callias,
Are
the
you
son of
okay?
Hipponicus.
Who, me?
So I asked him.
Dude,
He has two sons.
Yeah, why?
Callias.
I should you like drink and like aggressively and then breathing in the
Oh, nah. You know what body armors are, right?
Perfected.
I mean, can't there be a multitude of things?
No, it's like these 28-ounce hydration coconut water things, and they have strawberry banana and everything.
Yeah, I remember you telling me, but don't they have Body Armor as like other product, like multiple products, not just drinks?
I don't know. I just know this is called Body Armor Super Drink, and like these things are so good, and it's just like it's one of those things where you drink these things aggressively.
Yeah, apparently.
They're really good. You may want to get into them, man. They're really healthy for you. And you can get two. I mean, it is water.
But did you say it's like coconut stuff?
No, it's actual coconut water. Coconut water is healthier for you than regular.
Here perhaps one of you might interrupt me and say, what is it that you do, Socrates? How is
I might try one day.
Misrepresented like this? Surely all this talk and
I mean, I've never tried coconut water anyway, so.
Well, they've got actual strawberry bananas. The one I have is strawberry banana, but it has actual strawberry bananas in it, and it has all the vitamins you need, like the B vitamins for energy. That's good for your body, and everything else got vitamins A, C, and E in it, so it's extremely healthy for you.
No, I know you need to.
Perhaps some of you will think that I am
It's not a roast. I'm just saying.
I assure you that I am going to tell you the whole truth.
I said. Well, we know you need that.
Oh,
Nothing more or less
funny.
kind of wisdom.
No, that's why I said it's not a roast. I'm just saying.
Human wisdom, I suppose. It seems that I really am wise in this limited sense. Presumably the geniuses whom I mentioned just now are wise in a wisdom that is more than human. I do not know how else to account for it. I certainly have no knowledge of such wisdom, and anyone who says that I have is a liar and willful slanderer. Now, gentlemen, please do not interrupt me if I seem to make an extravagant claim, for what I am going to tell you is not my own opinion. I am going to refer you to an unimpeachable authority. I shall call as witness to my wisdom, such as it is without a confine. You know Chaerephon, of course, who was a friend of mine from boyhood, and a good Democrat who played his part with the rest of you in the recent expulsion and restoration. And you know what he was like, how enthusiastic he was over anything that he had once undertaken. Well, one day he actually went to Delphi and asked this question of the god. As I said before, gentlemen, please do not interrupt. He asked whether there was anyone wiser than himself. The priestess replied that there was no one. As Chaerephon is dead, the evidence for my statement will be supplied by his brother who is here in court. Please consider my object in telling you this. I want to explain to you how the attack upon my reputation first started. When I heard about the oracle's answer, I said to myself, what does the god mean? Why does he not use plain language? I am only too conscious that I have no claim to wisdom, great or small. So what can he mean by asserting that I am the wisest man in the world? He cannot be telling a lie. That would not be right for him. After puzzling about it for some time, I set myself at last with considerable reluctance to check the truth of it in the following way. I went to interview a man with a high reputation for wisdom, because I felt that here, if anywhere, I should succeed in disproving the oracle and pointing out to my divine authority, who said that I was the wisest of men, but here is a man who is wiser than I am. Well, I gave a thorough examination to this person. I need not mention his name, but it was one of our politicians that I was studying when I had this experience. And in conversation with him, I formed the impression that although in many people's opinions, especially in his own, he appeared to be wise, in fact he was not. Then when I began to try to show him that he only thought he was wise and was not really so, my efforts were resented both by him and by many of the other people present. However, I reflected as I walked away, well, I am certainly wiser than this man. It is only too likely that neither of us has any knowledge to boast of.
You said you did invite Tom, right?
Not know, whereas I am quite conscious of my ignorance. At any rate, it seems that
right now I'm on Borderlands. Just like I said, I'm taking advantage of this update they did yesterday or the day before.
After this, I went on to interview a man with an even greater reputation.
The hotfix?
And I formed the
Yeah.
impression again.
And then they also added a hotfix today, just improving on the hotfix they added yesterday. And it's basically just where like rare spawn enemies drop
realized with the stress and the
more
load that I was
legendaries,
making myself unpopular,
and some of them have
but I
dedicated
felt
drops that
compelled
only
to
apply to
become a
them,
religious student first,
or they have an increased
since I
chance
was
to
trying
drop
to
certain
find out the
legendaries.
meaning of the
So,
oracle.
and
I was
they,
bound to interview everyone who
for
had
like
a
a couple weeks, they
reputation
just
for knowledge.
really
By
increased
God,
that,
gentlemen,
like the
that
chance
must
of them
be
dropping
frank with you.
the stuff. So
My honest impression was this. It seemed to
that's
me
why
as I
I am
pursued
on
my
it.
investigation on God's command, that the people with the greatest reputations were almost entirely deficient, while others, who were supposed to be their inferiors, were much better qualified in practical intelligence. I want you to think of my adventures as a sort of pilgrimage undertaken to establish the truth of the oracle once for all. After I had finished with the politicians, I turned to the poets, dramatic, lyric, and all the rest, and believed that here I should expose myself as a comparative ignoramus. I used to pick up what I thought were some of their most perfect works, and question them closely about the meaning of what they had written, in the hope of incidentally enlarging my own knowledge. Well, gentlemen, I hesitate to tell you the truth, but it must be told. It is hardly an exaggeration to say that any of the bystanders could have explained those poems better than their actual authors. So I soon made up my mind about the poets, too. I decided that it was not wisdom that enabled them to write their poetry, but a kind of instinct or inspiration, such as you find in seers and prophets who deliver all their sublime messages without knowing in the least what they mean. It seemed clear to me that the poets were in much the same case, and I also observed that the very fact that they were poets made them think that they had a perfect understanding of all other subjects, of which they were totally ignorant. So I left that line of inquiry, too, with the same sense of advantage that I had felt in the case of the politicians. Last of all, I turned to the skilled craftsmen. I knew quite well that I had practically no technical qualifications myself, and I was sure that I should find them full of impressive knowledge. In this I was not disappointed. They understood things which I did not, and to that extent they were wiser than I was. But, gentlemen, those professional experts seemed to share the same failing which I had noticed in the poets. I mean that on the strength of their technical proficiency, they claimed a perfect understanding of every other subject, however important. And I felt that this error more than anything except positive wisdom. So I made myself spokesman for the oracle, and asked myself whether I would rather be as I was, neither wise with their wisdom nor stupid with their stupidity, or possess both qualities as they did. I replied through myself to the oracle that it was best for me to be as I was. The effect of these investigations of mine, gentlemen, has been to arouse against me a great deal of hostility, and hostility of a particularly bitter and persistent kind, which has resulted in various malicious suggestions, including the description of me as a professor of wisdom. This is due to the fact that whenever I succeed in disproving another person's claim to wisdom in a given subject, the bystanders assume that I know everything about that subject. But the truth of the matter, gentlemen, is pretty certainly this, that real wisdom is the property of God, and this oracle is his way of telling us that human wisdom has little or no value. It seems to me that he is not referring literally to Socrates, but has merely taken my name as an example, as if he would say to us, the wisest of you men is he who has realized, like Socrates, that in respect of wisdom he is really blameless. That is why I still go about seeking and searching in obedience to the divine command. If I think that anyone is wise, whether citizen or stranger, and when I think that any person is not wise, I try to help the cause of God by proving that he is not. This occupation has kept me too busy to do much either in politics or in my own affairs. In fact, my service to God has reduced me to extreme poverty. There is another reason for my being unpopular. A number of young men with wealthy fathers and plenty of leisure have deliberately attached themselves to me because they enjoy hearing other people cross-question me. These often take me as their model and go on to try to question other persons. Whereupon, I suppose, they find an unlimited number of people who think that they know something but really know little or nothing. Consequently, their victims become annoyed, not with themselves, but with me. And they complain that there is a pestilential busybody called Socrates who fills young people's heads with wrong ideas. If you ask them what he does and what he teaches that has this effect, they have no answer, not knowing what to say. But as they do not want to admit their confusion, they fall back with the stock charges against any philosopher, that he teaches his pupils about things in the heavens and below the earth, and to disbelieve in gods, and to make the weaker argument defeat the stronger. They would be very low-minded to admit the truth, which is that they are being convicted of pretending to knowledge.
Tom, are you there?
So, jealous, I suppose, for their own reputation.
Or is that just jail breathing hard?
Numerically strong when provided with a
Is jail breathing hard?
and carefully worked out case against them. These people have been dinning into your ears for a long time past their violent denunciations of myself. There you have the causes which led to the attack upon me by Meletus and Anytus and Lycon. Meletus being aggrieved on behalf of the poets, Anytus on behalf of the professional men and politicians, and Lycon on behalf of the orators. So as I said at the beginning, I should be surprised if I were able in the short time that I have to rid your minds of a misconception so deeply implanted. There, gentlemen, you have the true facts, which I present to you without any concealment or suppression.
Tom, are you there?
I am fairly certain that this...
How'd I let you slip away when I'm longing so to hold you? Now I die for one more day, 'cause there's something I should have told you. Yes, there's something I should have told you.
I gotta turn that on, holy crap.
When I looked into your eyes, why does distance make us wise? You were the song all along, and before...
Oh, that cut out.
Yep.
Hey boys, we back.
It's like when you're talking jail and your internet cuts out.
And
Or
then
like
you're
when
like,
Tiffany gets cut off. And
trying to hit the notes, bro.
But I say, gentlemen, that Meletus is guilty of treating a serious matter with levity.
gosh.
Oh, my voice is beat.
Stand at trial on frivolous ground,
Oh.
and professes concern and keen anxiety
Angry.
on matters about which he has never had the
How's it going, Tom?
His mom called him, I think. I don't know.
Yo, I'm about to watch a movie with my sister. I might be back on later, I don't know. I might just go to sleep.
Yeah, that's probably gonna be
So
a while.
don't bet on it. But yeah, I'm gonna leave. Is
All
he
right,
just a
I
check-in
will
'cause y'all
bet
kept
Nick.
inviting?
I will bet Nick's life on it.
Okay, well, I'm gonna join back, not say anything, just so Nick dies.
You have discovered
Okay.
a vicious influence, as you say, in myself, and you are now prosecuting me before these gentlemen. Speak up and inform them who it is that has a good influence upon the young. You see, Meletus, that you are tongue-tied and cannot answer. Do you not feel that this is discreditable, and a sufficient proof in itself of what I said, that you have no interest in the subject? Tell me, my friend, who is it that makes the young good? The laws. That is not what I mean, my dear sir. I am asking you to name the person whose first business it is to know the laws. These gentlemen here, Socrates, the members of the jury. Do you mean, Meletus, that they have the ability to educate the young and to make them better? Certainly. Does this apply to all jurymen or only to some? To all of them. Excellent. A generous supply of benefactors. Well then, do these spectators who are present in court have an improving influence or not? Yes, they do. And what about the members of the council? Yes, the counselors too. But surely, Meletus, the members of the council corrupt the young, or do all of them too exert an improving influence? Yes, they do. Then it would seem that the whole population of Athens has a refining effect upon the young, except myself, and I alone demoralize them. Is that your meaning? Most emphatically, yes. This is certainly a most unfortunate quality that you have detected in me. Well, let me put another question to you. Take the case of horses. Do you believe that those who improve them make up the whole of mankind, and that there is only one person who has a bad effect on them? Or is the truth just the opposite, that the ability to improve them belongs to one person or to very few persons, who are horse trainers, whereas most people, if they have to do with horses and make use of them, do them harm? Is not this the case, Meletus, both with horses and with all other animals? Of course it is, whether you and Anytus deny it or not. It would be a singular dispensation of fortune for our young people if there is only one person who corrupts them, while all the rest have a beneficial effect. But I need say no more. There is ample proof that you have never bothered your head about the young. And you make it perfectly clear that you have never taken the slightest interest in the cause for the sake of which you are now indicting me. Here's another point. Tell me seriously, Meletus. Is it better to live in a good or in a bad community? Answer my question, like a good fellow. There is nothing difficult about it. Is it not true that wicked people have a bad effect upon those with whom they are in the closest contact, and that good people have a good effect? Quite true. Is there anyone who prefers to be harmed rather than benefited by his associates? Answer me, my good man. The law commands you to answer. Is there anyone who prefers to be harmed? Of course not. Well then, when you summon me before this court for corrupting the young and making their characters worse, do you mean that I do so intentionally or unintentionally? I mean intentionally. Why, Meletus, are you at your age so much wiser than I at mine? You have discovered that bad people always have a bad effect and good people a good effect upon their nearest neighbors. Am I so hopelessly ignorant as not even to realize that by spoiling the character of one of my companions, I shall run the risk of getting some harm from him? Because nothing else would make me commit this grave offense intentionally. No, I do not believe it, Meletus, and I do not suppose that anyone else does. Either I am not a bad influence, or it is unintentional, so that in either case your accusation is false. And if I unintentionally have a bad influence, the correct procedure in cases of such involuntary misdemeanors is not to summon the culprit before this court, but to take him aside privately for instruction and reproof. Because obviously if my eyes are opened, I shall stop doing what I do not intend to do. But you deliberately avoided my company in the past and refused to enlighten me. And now you bring me before this court, which is the place appointed for those who need punishment, not for those who need enlightenment. It is quite clear by now, gentlemen, that Meletus, as I said before, has never shown any degree of interest in this subject. However, I invite you to tell us, Meletus, in what sense you make out that I corrupt the minds of the young. Surely the terms of your indictment make it clear that you accuse me of teaching them to believe in new deities, instead of the gods recognized by the state. Is not that the teaching of mine which you say has this demoralizing effect? That is precisely what I maintain. Then I appeal to you, Meletus, in the name of these same gods about whom we are speaking, to explain yourself a little more clearly to myself and to the jury, because I cannot make out what your point is. Is it that I teach people to believe in some gods, which implies that I myself believe in gods, and am not monotheist?
Oh my
So
gosh, Gio, Jesus.
But in different gods from those recognized by the state.
You're like breathing right in the mic.
Upon the fact that they are different. Or do you
I'm not even breathing that hard.
gods at all?
You're breathing nonetheless.
Yes, I say that you disbelieve in gods altogether. You surprise me.
Holy crap, man.
What is your object in saying that? Do you suggest that I do not believe that the sun and moon are gods, as is the general belief of
That's
all mankind? He certainly does not, gentlemen of the jury, since he says that the sun is a stone and the moon a mass of earth. Do you imagine that you are prosecuting Anaxagoras, my dear Meletus? Have you so poor an opinion of these gentlemen, and do you assume them to be so illiterate as not to know that the writings of Anaxagoras of Clazomenae are full of theories like these? And do you seriously suggest that it is from me that the young get these ideas, when they can buy them on occasion in the marketplace for a drachma at most, and so have the laugh on Socrates if he claims them for his own? To say nothing of their being
Holy
so
crap.
simple. Tell me honestly, Meletus, is that your opinion of me? Do I believe in no God? No, none at all, not in the slightest degree. You are not at all convincing, Meletus, not even to yourself, I suspect. In my opinion, gentlemen, this man is a thoroughly selfish bully, and has brought this action against me out of sheer wanton aggressiveness and self-assertion. He seems to be devising a sort of intelligence test for me, saying to himself, will the infallible Socrates realize that I'm contradicting myself for my own amusement, or shall I succeed in deceiving him and the rest of my audience? It certainly seems to me that he is contradicting himself in this indictment, which might just as well run, Socrates is guilty of not believing in the gods, but believing in the gods. And this is pure flippancy. I ask you to examine with me, gentlemen, the line of reasoning which leads me to this conclusion. You, Meletus, will oblige us by answering my questions. Will you all kindly remember, as I requested at the beginning, not to interrupt if I conduct the discussion in my customary way? Is there anyone in the world, Meletus, who believes in human activities and not in human beings? Make him answer, gentlemen, and don't let him keep on making these continual objections. Is there anyone who does not believe in horses, but believes in horses' activities? Or who does not believe in musicians, but believes in musical activities? No, there is not, my worthy friend. If you do not want to answer, I will supply it for you and for these gentlemen too. But the next question you must answer. Is there anyone who believes in supernatural activities and not in supernatural beings? No. How good of you to give a bare answer under compulsion by the court. Well, do you assert that I believe and teach others to believe in supernatural activities? It does not matter whether they are new or old. The fact remains that I believe in them according to your statement. Indeed, you solemnly swore as much in your affidavit. But if I believe in supernatural activities, it follows inevitably that I also believe in supernatural beings. Is not that so? It is. I assume your assent, since you do not answer. Do we not hold that supernatural beings are either gods or the children of gods? Do you agree or not? Certainly. Then if I believe in supernatural beings, as you assert, if these supernatural beings are gods in any sense, we shall reach the conclusion which I mentioned just now, when I said that you were testing my intelligence for your own amusement, by stating first that I do not believe in gods, and then again that I do, since I believe in supernatural beings. If, on the other hand, these supernatural beings are bastard children of the gods by nymphs or other mothers, as they are reputed to be, who in the world would believe in the children of gods, and not in the gods themselves? It would be as ridiculous as to believe in the young of horses or donkeys, and not in horses and donkeys themselves. No, Meletus. There is no avoiding the conclusion that you brought this charge against me as a test of my wisdom, or else in despair of finding a genuine offense of which to accuse me. As for your prospect of convincing any living person with even a smattering of intelligence that belief in supernatural and divine activities does not imply belief in supernatural and divine beings, and vice versa, it is outside all the bounds of possibility. As a matter of fact, gentlemen, I do not feel that it requires much defense to clear myself of Meletus's accusation. What I have said already is enough. But you know very well the truth of what I said in an earlier part of my speech, that I have incurred a great deal of bitter hostility, and this is what will bring about my destruction, if anything does. Not Meletus nor Anytus, but the slander and jealousy of a very large section of the people. They have been fatal to a great many other innocent men, and I suppose will continue to be so. There is no likelihood that they will stop at me. But perhaps someone will say, do you feel no compunction, Socrates, at having followed a line of action which puts you in danger of the death penalty? I might fairly reply to him, you are mistaken, my friend, if you think that a man who is worth anything ought to spend his time weighing up the prospects of life and death. He has only one thing to consider in performing any action, that is, whether he is acting rightly or wrongly, like a good man or a bad one. On your view, the heroes who died at Troy would be poor creatures, especially the son of Thetis. He, if you remember, made light of danger in comparison with incurring dishonor, when his goddess mother warned him, eager as he was to kill Hector, and some such words and deeds, I fancy. My son, if you avenge your comrade Patroclus' death and kill Hector, you will die yourself. Next after Hector is thy fate prepared. When he heard this warning, he made light of his death and danger, being much more afraid of an ignoble life, and of failing to avenge his friends. Let me die forthwith, said he, when I have requited the villain, rather than remain here by the beaked ships to be mocked, a burden on the ground. Do you suppose that he gives a thought to death and danger? The truth of the matter is this, gentlemen. Where a man has once taken up his stand, either because it seems best to him or in obedience
Oh my.
there I believe he is bound to remain and face the danger.
I did not see them.
Before dishonor. This being so, it would be shocking inconsistency on my part, gentlemen, if the officers whom you chose to command me assigned me my position at Quintadea, and Amphipolis, and Delhi. I remained at my post like anyone else who faced death. And yet afterward, when God appointed me, as I supposed and believed, with the duty of leading the philosophical life, examining myself and others, I were then through fear of death, or of any other danger, to desert my post. That would indeed be shocking, and then I might really with justice be summoned into court for not believing in the gods and disobeying the oracle, being afraid of death, and thinking that I am wise when I am not. For let me tell you, gentlemen, that to be afraid of death is only another form of thinking that one is wise.
Oh my freaking god.
It is to think that one knows what one
Thanks for joining the stream, bro.
No one knows with regard to death whether it is not
Good evening, bro.
a blessing that can happen to a man. But people dread it as though they were certain that it is the greatest evil. This ignorance, which thinks that it knows what it does not, must surely be ignorance most culpable. This, I take it, gentlemen, is the degree, and this the nature of my advantage over the rest of mankind. And if I were to claim to be wiser than my neighbor in any respect, it would be in this, that not possessing any real knowledge of what comes after death, I am also conscious
Pretty
that I do not possess
quiet here. Yeah, it's a little bit quiet for now.
that I do not wrong and to disobey my superior, whether God or man, is wicked and dishonorable. So I should never feel more fear or aversion for something which
Nah, I don't think like that, bro.
a blessing than for those evils which I know to be.
What would they say?
He said my stream's going better than any. He said my stream's going better than any of his.
Suppose then that you acquit me and pay no attention to Anisus, who has said that either I should not have appeared before this court at all, or since I have appeared here, I must be put to death. Because if
I'm going to ask a few questions to make things less quiet. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, that'd be better. I appreciate that, man.
Suppose that in view of this you said
Okay, well, Landon just left these, so I'm gonna, you know, just...
but only on one condition.
What did he leave?
Just, he took the leaves and not the wood.
If we catch you going on in the same way, you shall be put to death.
What do you mean leaves?
Are you a fan of Star Wars? I'm a huge fan of Star Wars. Like, I would say I have an obsession with Star Wars. There hasn't been, like, a single comic book I haven't read. There hasn't been a single book I haven't read. I mean, plus watching all the movies.
I shall go on saying in my usual way. My very good friend, you are an Athenian and belong to a city which is the greatest and most famous in the world for its wisdom and strength. Are you not ashamed?
Are you a fan of Star Wars Legends? Yes, I am, actually.
As much money as possible?
I like everything Star Wars, honestly.
And honor, and give no attention or thought to truth and understanding in the perfection of your soul? And if any of you disputes this and professes to care about these things, I shall not at once let him go or leave him. No, I shall question him and examine him and test him. And if it appears
Do you
that in
prefer
spite of
Disney
his
canon
perfection,
or
he
old
has
canon?
progress toward goodness, I
Prefer
shall
old
reprove
canon,
him for
honestly.
neglecting what is of supreme
Prefer old.
importance,
Old's a lot
giving
better.
his attention to trivialities. I shall do this to everyone that I meet, young or old, foreigner or fellow citizen, but especially to you, fellow citizen, inasmuch as you are closer to me in kinship. This, I do assure you, is what my God commands. And it is my belief.
Yeah, I prefer the older things anyway. Not to say Disney's canon wasn't good, which it was, but I just prefer the older.
Not for your bodies, nor for your possessions, but for the highest welfare of your souls, proclaiming as I go. Well,
I'm not the biggest fan of the sequels as well. I mean, the sequels are great.
Both to the individual and to the state.
They just weren't as good to me, in my opinion. Like, as far as the movie series goes, I think they were astonishing, but...
So, gentlemen, I would say, you can please yourselves whether you listen to Anitus or not, and whether you acquit me or not. You know that I am not going to alter my conduct, not even if I have to die 100 deaths. Order, please, gentlemen. Remember my request to give me a hearing without interruption. Besides,
digging.
I believe that
Mine for days.
to your advantage to listen.
Yep,
I am
that's
going
me.
to tell you something else,
Okay.
which may provoke
Oh,
a
yeah.
form of protest. But please restrain yourselves. I assure you that if I am what I claim to be, and you put me to
Oh my
death,
gosh, this thing is
you will
just-
harm yourselves more than me. Neither Meletus nor Anitus can do me any harm at all. They would not have the power, because I do not believe that the law of God...
I think they could have done better with the making of... with making the entire trilogy more connected. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 5, and 6 were like extremely connected. Honestly, they were connected really well. As far as the way that Disney did theirs, I mean, it's not like it's not connected. But I get what you mean. I definitely get what you mean. Oh my God, what? How do I walk into a cave that's nothing but gravel? Like, what do you mean?
I've got plenty of those.
Like, what do you mean? There's just this huge pile of gravel just sitting here.
Thoroughbred horse, which, because of its great size, is inclined to be lazy and needs the stimulation of some stinging fly.
I mean...
It seems to me that God has attached me to the city.
I think Disney could have done a little bit more.
All day long, I never ceased to settle here. There.
But it was still good.
Rousing, persuading, reproving every one of you.
I love how the prequels were completely thought out before they were made, and you can tell they are completely connected.
Exactly, that's what I mean. Yeah, you can tell that it was completely connected. And the thing is he had already made 1, 2, and 3 in his head and wrote it down, but during the time he just didn't have the equipment to make it seem new modern. So he held on to them.
You can convince yourself by looking at it in this way. Does it seem natural that I should have neglected my own affairs and endured the humiliation?
Which, I mean, he made 1, 2, and 3 astonishingly great.
While I busied myself all the time on your behalf, going like a father or an elder brother to see each one of you privately.
The main reason I don't like the sequels is because I consider Return of the Jedi as the end of the Skywalker saga.
I don't. I definitely don't agree with that. The reason being for that is because
there is one thing to pretend on any testimony, and that is that I have ever exacted or asked a fee for the news.
I think Lucas did fantastic with the prequels. I think he did. Honestly, I think he really did. As far as the Skywalker saga being over, I highly disagree with that because of the simple fact at the end of 6, Han and Leia did have kids. So, that being said, considering at the end of the series, that's when Luke found out Leia was his sister, which means she was a Skywalker. Her actual name was not Organa. So, that being said, I don't think...
It is this that debars me from entering public life. And a very good thing, too, in my opinion. Because you may be quite
I don't think when Disney made it, because of the fact that she married Solo, I don't think...
any good either to you or to myself.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you're right. They would be solos. Now, being that is... I felt like they did make a mistake on that. In new canon, yes, that's true. But as far as the series goes, the actual movie series, yes, I don't think they should have named Rey's last name as Skywalker. I think they should have named her Solo, just like Kylo Ren's last name should have been Solo instead of Skywalker as well.
Not furious, but what you can appreciate that fact.
So yeah, I definitely think Disney goofed on that. I definitely think they made a mistake with that because the only way that I would consider them to be Skywalkers specifically is if Luke had kids, but Luke never had a girlfriend at the end of 6. He never had a relationship, so there would be a huge part missing that would cause a lot of confusion, which I don't know why why they would even allow that confusion to happen. But it's Disney, so I don't put nothing past it. But I definitely think she only called herself Skywalker so they could justify the title. I was thinking that, but that would just make it stupid. That would just be so stupid. Mara Jade doesn't exist in new canon? Yeah, she doesn't. That's another thing. Yeah, she was an epic character. Also, Dr. Afro was also an extremely good character as far as the old canon is considered, as far as like the old comics and everything else, and she wasn't even brought into the movies, which sucks, but she was also an epic character, a very great villain. They're bringing her back, right? I don't know. I know Marvel had some ideas on bringing Afra back, and Mary Jade as well. They wasn't too sure how they wanted to go about the storyline for the comic, but they're both potentials. I mean, just like in 1, 2, and 3, AWD4, which was another comic character that was released back in the early 2000s when they released 1, 2, and 3, was also a great droid. He was a very great droid. He was an assassin, but he had great, he had a great character about himself. He was a lot different from most of the droid characters, like Grievous and everything. So he was pretty special. He was pretty much a bounty hunter if it was trilogy series, but he was never introduced to the movies. There was a lot of characters who weren't brought into the movies that I thought would be great concepts to add.
I've never set up as any man's teacher, but if anyone young or old is eager to
but
conversing and carrying out
who knows? Now Disney owns it. I heard they were rebooting Afra's story for canon. I did too. And if they do, they're probably gonna fuck it up. Especially considering Disney owns everything as far as Lucasfilms goes now. I'm hoping they don't fuck it up, but they probably will, like they do everything.
Anyone asserts that he has ever learned or heard from me privately anything which was not open to everyone else, you may be quite sure that he is not telling the truth.
What is up with all this redstone? Oh my god. Hey Nick, did you ever notice all the redstone we have in the chest over at our village?
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of redstone.
An experience which has its amusing side. This duty I have accepted, as I said, in obedience to God's command.
Who is my favorite character? Oh, he hit me with that question. Oh, jeez. Who is my favorite Stark? Is your Minecraft skin Darth Vader? Yeah, my Minecraft skin is Darth Vader. I have every single, like, Star Wars skin for Minecraft that's available for purchase, but... my favorite Star Wars character. Ooh, I don't even know if I can answer that one. Because, I mean, I don't know if I have a favorite. What am I stuck by? I'm confusion.
Then besides there are all those whose brothers have been members of our circle.
Okay, hold on.
The son of
I don't know. I don't think I have a favorite. I don't think I ever will. Because I mean, I think all the characters that were there are really good.
whose brother
And I think all of them really do have a really good purpose behind them.
more besides, some of whom Malekus most certainly ought to have produced as
I'd have to say my least favorite would have to be
If he
Palpatine.
forgot to do so, then let him
Palpatine would have to be my least
I'm willing to
favorite.
make my way for him. Let him state whether
Mine
he
is Anakin. I love how we see him go from a normal Jedi, then we see his fall and eventually return to the light. The entering of ROTJ when he comes back as a ghost has me in tears every time. I mean, he comes back as a ghost, yes, and that was an astonishing feature that was really great at the end. Now, I can't say Anakin's my favorite. Anakin's kind of like that bandwagon character that everybody loves. He's an amazing character, yes, which is why so many people love him, but I love Anakin as well as I love Obi-Wan Kenobi, as well as I love Yoda, so it's like I have a lot of characters that I really like equally, so it makes it kind of difficult for me to pick. I probably would have loved to see him in Triz as well. Honestly, I think that'd have been a good feature.
Will be prejudiced against him, and being irritated by his reflections will give his vote in anger. If one of you is so disposed, I do not expect it, but there is the possibility.
Ravon is pretty epic as well. Yes, he is.
My dear sir,
Ravon's pretty
of course I
good.
have some relatives, to quote the very words of Homer. Even I am not sprung from
I really don't have a favorite though. That's true. I mean, that's no.
but from human parents.
Hmm.
And consequently, I have relatives, yes, and sons.
I need to think about my life because I don't have a favorite Star Wars character.
One almost grown up, and the other.
I need to rethink my life now.
But
All
the
this
same, I'm not
frickin'
going to
gravel.
produce them here and beseech you to acquit me.
Anakin's ghost was in the director cut of the film. Exactly, I was.
I do not intend to do anything of this kind. Not out of perversity, gentlemen, nor out of contempt for you. Whether I am brave or not in the face of death has nothing to do with it. The point
What is up
that
with all
my
the skull?
own credit
Oh
and
my
yours
gosh.
is for the credit of the state as a whole. I do not think that it is right for me to use any of these methods at my age and with my reputation, which may be true or it may be false. But at any rate, the view is held that Socrates is different from the common run of mankind. Now, if those of you who are supposed to be distinguished for wisdom or courage or any other virtue are to behave,
I don't understand why they didn't leave that.
it would be a disgrace. I have often noticed that some people of this type, for all their high standing,
I mean,
when they come up for trial, which
they had a
shows that
reason
they
for
would
it.
be a dreadful
In my
release
opinion,
of
I don't know if that reason is factual, so I'm not gonna say that my reasons are correct, because then I'd be wrong.
Might be excused for thinking that the finest specimens of Athenian manhood, whom their fellow citizens select on their merits to rule over
I play on
the
PS4,
whole
but I
of
mean
the
it's Minecraft. It has cross-platform play, so I mean it's not like
You have even
it's
the smallest reputation, gentlemen.
not like it's something
Descend to these methods.
I'm worried about,
And if we
like
do
console
so,
was. But I mean
you must not
PS4
give
is
us
like my
license.
main
On the
console.
contrary, you must make it clear
I only
that
play
anyone who
Xbox
stages
because of
the
Halo,
pathetic scenes and
because
so brings
Halo
ridicule
is
upon
amazing.
us is far more likely to be condemned than if he kept perfectly quiet. But apart from all questions of appearances, gentlemen, I do not think that it is right for a man to appeal to the jury or to get himself acquitted by doing
Okay,
so.
that delay.
He ought to
Jesus.
inform them of the facts and convince them by argument. The jury does not sit to dispense justice as a favor, but to decide where justice lies.
What's your favorite Star Wars character, Nick?
The oath which they have sworn is not to show favor at their own discretion, but to return a just and
I don't know if I
lawful
ever picked a favorite.
I haven't either. I mean, I really like all of them because I couldn't really decide if I had a favorite or not. And now that I think about it, it kind of drives me nuts a little bit.
neither reputable nor moral nor consistent with my religious views.
Oh,
And above all, you must not expect that when I stand charged with impiety by Malekus here.
I don't really
Surely
know.
it is
Yeah,
obvious
I would
that
have to
if I
think
try
about that for a while.
persuade you and prevail upon you by my entreaties to go against your solemn oath.
But I mean, it's a
should
good
be
question.
teaching you contempt for religion. And by my very defense, I should be accusing myself of having no religious belief. But that is very far from the truth. I have a more sincere belief, gentlemen, than any of my accusers. And I leave it to you and to God to judge me, as it shall be best for me and for yourselves. There are a great many reasons, gentlemen, why I'm not distressed.
I hear a zombie.
I mean your condemnation of me.
Do you know what okay, I'm on Xbox and I'm pretty sure the way it works is that you get an Xbox account associated with your Minecraft account. Do you know what that account is called?
But now it seems that if a mere 30
My gamer tag? My gamer tag is terrible because with PlayStation you have to create a Microsoft account separate from your Xbox Microsoft account, which is pathetic in my opinion. But yeah, I do. I know what it is. Nick, are you still doing Borderlands stuff, or what are you doing?
Yeah, but I'm
very good. What alternative penalty shall I propose to you, gentlemen?
Can you put that in chat? Yes, I sure as well can. Hopefully you're enjoying the stream, bro. I mean, you've been giving me like a bit of a great conversation to have, man, and I appreciate that, dude. Kind of has kept me busy, time passing by. So, I mean, if you're enjoying it, definitely hit the subscribe button, man. Turn on notifications so you can just come to stream and enjoy it, dude. Oh my gosh. What in the world is this? Oh jeez.
So instead of taking a course which would have done no good either to you,
that's a lot of lava.
I set myself to do you individually.
That means diamond.
Private, what I hold to be the greatest possible service. I tried to persuade each one of you not to think more of practical advantages than of his mental and moral well-being, or in general to think more of advantages than of well-being in the case of the state or of anything else. What do I deserve for behaving in this way? Some reward, gentlemen, if I am bound to suggest what I really deserve. What is more, a reward which would be appropriate.
Okay, let's not fall in the lava.
What is appropriate for a poor man who is...
Yep, knew it.
A public benefactor, who requires leisure for giving you moral encouragement. Nothing could be more appropriate for such a...
I already did. Well, I appreciate it, dude. Thank you. I don't like this. This is dangerous.
Whether he went through a single source or a pair or a team of...
I really don't like this at all.
Very dangerous.
I give you the reality. They do not need maintenance.
Oh, I'm so triggered, Nick. Oh, I'm so triggered. There's diamonds sitting in the lava, like diamond blocks.
Perhaps when I say this, I may give you the impression.
All you gotta do is put water, make the lava become acidic, and then before you mine it, just keep the lava.
But the lava. No, the bad part is the lava's underneath the diamond block. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know. Have a bucket of water, and just lay down the water where it's gonna keep flowing. Like you basically have to mine the diamond in the water.
Yeah, I dropped in the chat. Okay, all right, you added me. I have to add you, so you have to drop your gamer tag down in the chat, and I can add you, and that's how I'm able to invite you.
I can hardly be expected to wrong myself by asserting that I deserve something back.
Trash.
By proposing a corresponding penalty. Why should I fear suffering this penalty proposed by Miletus? And as I said, I do not know whether it is a good thing or a bad.
Okay, my phone died. Give me a second, and I can answer your comment. I'm gonna turn my phone back on.
Imprisonment? Why should I spend my days in prison? In subjection to...
Give me 1 second, bro, and I can answer you.
Fine. With imprisonment...
I've got to figure out what I'm gonna do about this diamond situation right here.
Shall I suggest banishment? You would very likely accept the suggestion.
I'm telling you, just pour water, like continuously, just have the water pour down while you're mining the diamonds.
I might get you to do that, Nick, because I'll probably goof it.
I mean, I can't guarantee it's gonna work, but that's literally the only best option, as far as I know.
I mean, it's just sitting in the lava. Why? I mean, out of all places, it had to be there. That's my problem. Wait. I could use gravel. I could use gravel. Smart. Yeah, gravel will work because it'll actually drop. I'm gonna throw all of this cobblestone in the trash. Okay, dear.
Perhaps someone may say, but surely, Socrates, after you have left us, you can spend the rest of your life in quietly minding your own business. This is the hardest thing of all to make some of you understand. If I say that this would be disobedience to God, and that is why I cannot mind my own business, you will not believe that I am serious.
Okay, alright, phone's on. I'll answer your comment just a second.
About what you hear me talking and examining both myself and others is really the very best thing that a man can do.
YouTube's loading up, so.
Is not worth living. You will be even less inclined to believe me. Nevertheless, that is how it is, gentlemen, as I maintain, though it is not easy to convince the other. Besides, I am not accustomed to think of myself as deserving punishment. If I had money, I would have suggested a fine that I could afford, because that would not have done me any harm. As it is, I cannot because I have none, unless, of course, you like to fix the penalty at what I can pay. I suppose I could probably afford a new amount. I suggest a fine of that amount. One moment, gentlemen. Plato here and Christ are
oh, son of a biscuit.
And Apollodorus, one who proposed
there is lava everywhere.
And you can rely upon these gentlemen for explaining. Well, gentlemen, for the sake of a very small gain in time, you are going to earn the reputation and the blame from those who wish to disparage our city of having put Socrates to death. That wisely, because they will say I am wise even if I am not. These people who want to find fault with you, if you had waited just a little while, you would have had your way in the course of nature. You can see that I am well on in life and near to death. I am saying this not to all of you, but to those who voted for my execution. And I have something else to say to them as well. No doubt you think, gentlemen, that I have been condemned for lack of the arguments which I could have used if I had thought it right to leave nothing unsaid or undone to secure my approval.
Okay, go into my live stream now.
It is not a lack of arguments that has caused my condemnation, but lack of effrontery and
okay, it's Fun Rabbit 412. So, add cross-platform.
Hear me weep and wail, doing and saying all sorts of things which I regard as unworthy of myself, but which you are used to hearing from other people. But I did not think then that I ought to stoop to certain.
And that is how you get edited.
And I do not regret now the way in which I pleaded my case. I would much rather die as a result of this than as a result of the other sort. In a court of law, just as in warfare, neither I nor any other ought to use his wits to escape death by any means. In battle, it is often obvious that you could escape being killed by giving up your life and throwing yourself upon the mercy of the pursuers. And in every kind of danger, there are plenty of devices for avoiding death.
There's a village very close to your world spawn, Rabbit, so that village, there's chests that you can get to help you along your way.
To escape from doing wrong, which is far more fleet of foot. In this present instant, I, the slower man, have been overtaken by the slower of the two. But my accusers, who are clever and quick, have been overtaken by the faster, by a midnight. When I leave this court, I shall go away condemned by you to death. But they will go away convicted by truth herself of depravity and wickedness. And they accept their sentence.
Okay, cool.
No doubt it is bound to be so, and I think that the result is good. Having said so much, I feel moved to prophesy to you who have given your vote against me, for I am now at that point where the gift of prophecy comes most readily to men, at the point of death. I tell you, my executioners, that as soon as I am dead, vengeance shall fall upon you with a punishment far more painful than your killing of me. You have brought your
So I have 2 stacks of gravel, which I think should be enough, hopefully.
belief that through it you will be delivered from submitting your conduct to criticism. But I say that the result will be just the opposite. You will have more critics.
For what?
To get this diamond.
Will be harsher to you and will cause you more annoyance.
What are you trying to do?
You expect this
I'm using the gravel to cover up all of the lava so I can get the diamonds from in the lava.
there is something amiss with your reasoning. This way of escape is neither possible nor creditable. The best and easiest way is not to stop the mouths of others. but to
Oh
make
man, that
yourself
lava's
as good
deep.
as you can.
Oh
This is my
jeez.
last message to you who voted for my condemnation.
Yo.
for you who voted for my acquittal, I should very much like to say a few words to reconcile you to the result. While the officials are busy and I am not yet on my way to the place where I must die, I ask you, gentlemen, to spare me these few moments. There is no reason why we should not exchange fancies while the law permits. I look upon you as my friends, and I want you to understand the right way of regarding my present position. Gentlemen of the jury, for you deserve to be so called, I have had a remarkable experience. In the past, the prophetic voice to which I have become accustomed has always been my constant companion.
Yeah, this lava's super deep. What in the world?
Opposing me even in quite trivial things if I was going to take the wrong course. Now something has happened to me, as you can see, which might be thought and is commonly considered to be a supreme calamity. Yet neither when I left home this morning, nor when I was taking my place here in the court, nor at any point in any part of my speech did the divine sound oppose me. In other discussions it has often checked me in the middle of a sentence, but this time it has never opposed me in any part of this business in anything that I have said or done. What do I suppose to be the explanation? I will tell you. I suspect that this thing that has happened to me is a blessing, and we are quite mistaken in supposing collectivity an evil. I have good grounds for thinking this, because my accustomed sign could not have failed to oppose me if what I was doing had not been sure to bring some good result. We should reflect that there is much reason to hope for a good result on other grounds as well. Death is one of
Alright, let's get these Was it really just one diamond?
And the dead have no consciousness of anything. Or as
either way.
It is really a change, a migration
Oh
of the
my.
soul from this place to
Diamond's a
another.
diamond.
Now, if there is no consciousness but only a dreamless sleep, death must be a marvelous game.
Yeah, but that just
I
kinda...
suppose that if anyone
That's
were
sad.
to
That
figure out
saddens
the
me.
night on
I mean,
which
if you
the
enchanted
sound
a
is
pickaxe
not
with fortune on it, I mean,
and then to compare it
it'd
with all the other nights
more than
and
likely
days
be
of
more
life,
worth it.
and then we're told to say, after
Yeah, but I gotta get back to level 30, and I'm still at level 20 something, so...
in the course of his life,
I'm just saying.
well, I think that the great king himself, to say nothing
It's
of any
definitely
common
worth it,
person,
especially
would
for
find these
diamonds.
days and nights easy to count in comparison with the rest. If death is like this, then I call it game, because the whole of time, if you look at it in this way, can be regarded as no more than one single night. If, on the other hand,
Oh, almost fell.
here to some other place, and if what we are told is true, that all the dead are there, what greater blessing could there be than this, gentlemen?
Oh my
If
god.
on arrival in the other world, beyond the reach of our so-called justice, one will find there the true judges, who are said to preside in those courts, Minos and Rhadamanthus, and Acus and Triptolemus, and all those other half-divinities who were upright in their earthly life. Would that be an unrewarding journey? Put it in this way. How much would one of you give to meet Orpheus and Musaeus, Hesiod and Homer? I'm willing to die 10 times over if this account is true. It would be an especially interesting experience for me to join them there, to meet Palamedes and Ajax, the son of Telamon, and any other heroes of the old days who met their death through an unfair trial, and to compare my fortunes with theirs. It would be rather amusing, I think. And above all, I should like to spend my time there, as here, in examining and searching people's minds, to find out who is really wise among them, who only thinks that he is. What would one not give, gentlemen, to be able to question the leader of that great host against Troy, or Odysseus, or Sisyphus, or the thousands of other men and women, whom one
That's
could
kinda epic, I say. Okay, good. I'm glad you see it.
to talk and mix and argue with whom would be unimaginable happiness. At any rate, I presume that they do not put one to death there for such conduct, because apart from the other happiness
More
which the
diamonds.
world surpasses ours,
I'm-
they are now immortal for the rest of time, if what we are told is true.
Damn, 6-pack.
You too, gentlemen of the jury, must look forward to death with confidence.
Yeah, since I've been digging at 10, I've already found
which is
a
certain.
pro. No, sir. Not in my house.
And his fortunes are not a matter of indifference to the
Screw you,
gods.
lava. Go
His
away.
present experience of mine has not come about mechanically. I am quite clear that the time had come when it was better for me to die and be released from my distractions. That is why my sign never turned me back. For my own part, I bear no grudge at all against those who condemned me and accused me. although it was not with this kind intention that they did so, but because they thought that they were hurting me, and that is culpable of them. However, I ask them to grant me one favor. When my sons grow up, gentlemen, if you think that they are putting money or anything else before goodness, take your revenge by plaguing them as I plagued you. And if they fancy themselves for no reason, you must scold them just as I scolded you, for neglecting the important things and thinking that they are good for something when they are good for nothing. If you do this, I shall have had justice at your hands, both I myself and my children. Now it is time that we were going, I to die and you to live. But which of us has the happier prospect is unknown to anyone but God.
Oh my freaking...
Hello, Rabbit. Father. Oh, jeez. No, no. Ow, 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 ow. Okay. Okay. That's a little rude. Ow.
Are you dying?
No, I'm mining in an area that Landon happened to be. That happened to be a terrible spot for Landon to pick for a minefield. For strip mining.
I mean, I went down there too, so I don't know, it might have been mine too. Because we went exploring. Down a strip mine, because I found a cave.
Yeah, it's a little dangerous for a strip mine.
Oh, dang.
Where are you at, Nick? Are you still in Borderlands? Okay, so now I know we are extremely close to more lava. I don't like this whole being extremely close to lava all over the place. What is up with all of this coal? Jesus, for the mighty gods of Zeus. Holy crap. There's so much ore. Okay, well, that just burned for no reason. That kind of triggers me. I mean, it's not that serious, it's just iron, but whatever. What is up with all of this redstone? Oh my god. I'm not complaining, I'm just saying. Fun Rabbit, can you hear me? If so, type it in the chat.
Oh, freaking crap.
There is so much here. What is this? Oh my god. I officially do not have a diamond pickaxe. Not fun.
Wait, you just read it?
I kind of just used all of it, to be honest with you. Why is there so much? What is this? Holy jeez. This is absurd. There's just too much here. Holy crap. Okay, cool.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I was working on Landon's thing, and then this just kind of happened, so I'm kind of like... Yeah.
Okay.
So I need a diamond pickaxe and a diamond shovel. Okay. Let's go back down here and get all of this iron, gold, and coal, and lapis, and redstone. I mean, there's just crap everywhere. Did you check his butt, Nick? It might be in there.
No. I just checked inside a tree.
Alrighty. Let's venture my way over here. Get back over here and...
You're already Kryto. Surely it is still early. Indeed it is.
Honestly, I'm debating if I should even get on Minecraft, because I don't want to.
That the warder paid any attention to you.
Are you saying you want to go to sleep, or...
He is used to me now, Socrates, because
Or
I
what?
come here so often.
Are you saying you want to go to sleep, or are you saying you don't want to go to sleep?
Have you only just come?
I'm saying I want to go to sleep, but even if I didn't want to,
Then why didn't you
I
wake
probably
me
should,
at once instead of
because
sitting
I
by
am
my
a little
desk
tired.
quietly?
At the same
I
time,
wouldn't dream of such a thing.
Minecraft isn't a thing that
I
you
only
can just
wish
play
I
for
were not
30
so
minutes
sleepless
and
and
just,
depressed myself.
it's like a whole process.
Because I saw how
It doesn't have
comfortable
to be
you
a
were
process.
and I
It's a
delivered
process
to
if you make it one.
because I wanted you to go on being as
Minecraft is
comfortable as you
a
could.
process just based on how people
I
play.
have often felt before in
No,
the course of my life how
but
fortunate you are in your
That's
game.
something that could be worked on, though.
But I
I
feel
think.
it is more than, but I feel it
No, it's a process, meaning like you're constantly doing stuff.
In your present misfortune. When I
It's
see
just
how
like,
easily and
I don't know,
constantly
just think
you
of like
cooperate.
some progressive game, like, I don't know, Sims or
Well,
some
really,
shit.
Kryto, it would be hardly suitable for
Like, you're just
a man of
constantly
my
doing
age to
stuff,
resent
getting more stuff, or
Hello,
getting
PF
better
Gaming. Welcome to the stream. Depends on how you look at it.
other people just as old as you are get involved in these misfortunes.
I have 319 subs. Good job, dude. Keep grinding, man. Keep grinding, dude.
Quite true. But tell me, why have
It's
you
the best way to
considered-
grow, man. Just keep grinding. Don't stop.
Because I bring bad news, Socrates. Not so bad for
Don't
some
be
of
able-
you, I suppose, but it will be very hard to bear for me and your other friends.
Why does Michael Jackson
And I
have to
think
be in the
that I should find
equation?
it hardest of all. Why, what is this news?
See the song,
Has
Don't
boat
Stop
come
Till You Get
from
Enough?
Delos, the boat which ends my reprieve when it arrives. It hasn't actually come in yet, but I expect that it will be here
Oh, Lord.
judging from the report of some people who have just arrived from Sumion and left it there. It's quite clear from their account that it will be here
I don't have a house,
so by tomorrow.
and I wouldn't build it too close to where my village and like grow stuff is gonna be. So I would actually wait to do that until I get until I see where you're doing it at, cause
I will try to explain. I think I'm right in saying that I have
I would wait to build a house. This house isn't
Wait, he's
yours.
talking to that dude you were talking to earlier.
Yeah, he's actually in my village now. There's spiders everywhere, and I don't know why.
I don't think it will arrive on this
Okay, yeah, just probably wait, cause I'm over here farming all of this real quick because
as though you were right not to wait.
why not?
Why? What was the dream about? I thought I saw a gloriously beautiful woman dressed in white robes who came up to me.
I'm gonna
and
throw this
addressed me
cobblestone
in
away.
these words, Socrates, to the pleasant land of Phthia, on the third day thou shalt come. Your dream makes no sense, Socrates. To my mind, Kryto, it is
Which I don't care. I don't care if you build a house. It's just the location of where you build it is the concern at the moment.
Your death means a double calamity.
And I'm trying to get all of this. Oh,
Never possibly replace
well, he was gonna build it close to my house, but not too close.
me very well.
And there's
What
two.
is your house? You don't even really
I know.
have a house.
Yeah, I don't have a house, and that's what I was just telling him. So
And what could be more contemptible than to get a name for thinking more of
I mean, he could do it like near the woods or something, or like on the edge of the woods, like around the village. That
Yeah,
might be
but-
one of the
it depends
or
on
like
which
out
side
in the
though.
field where people spawn.
Yeah, no, not out in the field because I'm using that.
For what? It's a big ass field.
I was actually using it for the big giant dark oak trees that won't seem to freaking grow unless they're like in big fielded areas for some random stupid
But no,
reason.
there's plenty of space for him to build them. This one.
capacity of ordinary people for causing trouble is not confined to petty annoyances. There's hardly
Okay,
anyone
so,
who gets a bad name with them. I only wish that ordinary people had an unlimited capacity for doing harm. Then they might have
I'm coming back real quick, bro, because I gotta drop all this coal and lapis and...
Actually, they have
You will.
Blood.
They cannot make a man wise or stupid. They simply
You will.
have to-
Trust me.
So I'll let you know where you can build it, since I'm headed back that direction.
I hope that you aren't worrying about the possible effects on me and the rest of your friends. I'm thinking that if you escape, we shall have trouble with informers for having helped you get
What's
to get away.
this to?
We'll have to forfeit all our property or pay an enormous
I won't
fine,
either, but I did.
or even incur some further punishment. If any idea like that is troubling you, you can...
If you guys are enjoying the stream, man, hit that subscribe.
Guys, if you want to join the stream, don't forget to like hit that song.
All that you say is...
I can't talk. Ryan reading the books like...
Very well, then. Don't let it distress you. I know some people who are willing to rescue you from here and get you out of the country for quite a moderate sum. And then surely you realize how cheap these informers are.
Ugh.
We shan't need much money to settle them, and I think you've got enough of my money for yourself already. And then even supposing that in your anxiety for my safety, you feel that you oughtn't to spend my money, there are these foreign gentlemen staying in Athens who are quite willing to spend theirs.
But you won't get one.
One of them, Simius
If you
of
have
Thebes,
unlimited
has actually brought the money with them for this very purpose. these and a number of others.
Slowly as I venture my way to where I need to go.
So as I say, you must
4,000 blocks away.
You mustn't feel any misgivings about what you had said at your trial, that you wouldn't know what to do with yourself if you left this country. Wherever you go, there are plenty of places where you will find a welcome. And if you choose to go to Thessaly, I have friends there who will make much of you and give you complete protection, so that no one in Thessaly can interfere with you. Besides, Socrates, I don't even feel that it is right for you to try to do what you are doing. Throwing away your life.
Venturing my way, venturing my way.
Exactly the same way as your enemies will. Or rather, when they wanted to ruin you.
Bounce, 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 bounce into my village.
You have it in your power to finish their bringing up and
Alrighty.
It's randomness, I
you are
know.
proposing to go off and desert them. And so far as you are concerned, they will have to take their chance. And what sort of chance are they likely to get? The sort of thing that
where are you at? Robert.
Either one ought not to have children at all, or one ought to see their upbringing and education through to the end. It strikes me that you are taking the line of least resistance, whereas you ought to make this choice of the good man and the brave man, considering that you profess to have made goodness your object all through life. Really, I am ashamed, both on your account and on ours, your friends. It will look as though we had played something like a coward's part all through this affair of yours. First, there was the way you came into court when it was quite unnecessary. That was the first act. Then there was the conduct of the defense. That was the second. And finally, to complete the farce, we get this situation, which makes it appear that we have let you slip out of our hands through some lack of courage and enterprise on our part.
I'm on a path. I'm over here at our village.
When it would have been quite possible and practical, if we had been any use at all. There, Socrates, if you aren't careful, besides the suffering, there will be all this disgrace for you and us to bear. Come, make up your mind. Really, it's too late for that now. You ought to have it made up already. There is no alternative. The whole thing must be carried through during this one night. If we lose any more time, it can't be done. It will be too late. I appeal to you, Socrates, on every ground. Take my advice and please don't be unreasonable.
Okay, so I would say you could build your house.
I appreciate your warm feelings very much. That is, assuming that they have some justification. If not, the stronger they are. Very well then. We must consider whether we ought to follow your advice or not. You know that this is not a new idea of mine. It has always been my nature never to accept advice from any of my friends unless reflection shows that it is the best course that reason offers. I cannot abandon the principles which I used to hold in the past simply because this accident has happened to me. They seem to me to be much as they were, and I respect and regard the same principles now as before. So unless we can find better principles on this occasion, you can be quite sure that I shall not agree with you. Not even if the power of the people conjures up fresh hordes of bogies to terrify our childish minds, by subjecting us to...
Alright, I'd say build your house.
Well then, how can we consider...
I would say if you want to... Hold up.
Suppose that
Actually, I got an idea.
this view which you hold about people's opinions. Taken seriously, but not others? Or was it always wrong? Perhaps it was right before the question on my death arose. But now we can see clearly that it was a mistaken persistence in a point of view which was really irresponsible and nonsense. I should like very much to inquire into this problem, Plato, with your help, and to see whether the argument will appear in any different light to me now than that I am in your disposition, or whether it will remain the same, or whether we shall dismiss it or accept it. Serious thinkers, I believe, have always held some such view, as the one which I mentioned just now, that some of the opinions which people entertain should be respected, and others should not. Now I ask you, Crito, don't you think that this is a sound principle? You are safe from the prospect of dying tomorrow, in all human probability. You are not likely to have your judgment upset by this impending calamity. Consider then, don't you think that this is a sound enough principle, that one should not regard all the opinions that people hold, but only some and not others? What do you say? Isn't that a fair statement? Yes, it is. In other words, one should regard the good ones and not the bad. Yes. The opinions of the wise being good and the
Yeah, I would say here. But I'm trying to give you...
Pass on. What do you think of the
I'm trying to give you more space, so you can build your house.
Only when it comes from the one qualified person, the actual doctor of opinion. Only when it comes from the one qualified person. Then, you should be afraid of the criticism and welcome the praise of the one qualified person, and not those of the general public, obviously. So he ought to regulate his actions and exercises in eating and drinking by the judgment of an instructor, who has expert knowledge, rather than by the opinions of the rest of the public. Yes, that is so.
By the way, we may want to go to sleep.
Now, if he disobeys the one man and disregards his opinion and commendations, and pays attention to the advice of the many...
I wouldn't take all of that out. I'd leave that.
Surely he will suffer some bad effect.
Follow me, Rabbit.
What is this bad effect?
I did not mean to damage that. I'm so triggered.
Where is it produced? I mean, in what part of the disobedient person? His body, obviously. That is what suffers. Very good.
Run back to the village and go to the very giant lodge.
I don't want to go through all the examples one by one. Does this apply as a general rule, and above all to the sort of actions which we are trying to decide about, just and unjust, honorable and dishonorable, good and bad? Ought we to be guided and intimidated by the opinion of the many, or by that of the one, assuming that there is someone with expert knowledge? Is it true that we ought to respect and fear this person more than all the rest of us together? And that if we do not follow his guidance, we shall spoil and mutilate that part of us which, as we
I'm coming behind you to go to sleep.
by right conduct and destroyed by wrong? Or is this all nonsense? No, I think it is true, Socrates. Then consider the next step. There is a part of us which is improved by healthy actions and ruined by unhealthy ones. If we spoil it by taking the advice of non-experts, will life be worth living when this part is once correct? The part I mean is the body. Do you accept this? Yes. Well, is life worth living with a body which is worn out and ruined in health? Certainly not.
Alright, I'll be there in just a second. Taking this tree out real quick.
Or do we believe that this part of us, whatever it may be, in which
Well, and this one. This is the last one I'm taking out for the moment. Because I'm not too concerned with the phantoms. Because they don't even damage me that much. They just scare me more than they do anything. Because they just pop up on me.
The one authority, who represents the actual truth. So in the first place, your proposition is not correct when you say that we should consider popular opinion in questions of what is right and honorable and good, or the opposite. Of course, one might object all the same that people have the power to put us to death. No doubt about that, quite true, Socrates, it is a possible objection. So far as I can see, my dear fellow, the argument which we have just been through is quite unaffected by it.
I need to make a diamond axe, honestly. Because, yeah.
You need to make an anvil too.
We have like 5 of them.
Why, yes.
Okay.
And that to live well
I mean, it's also good to have one like on you, just in case like you go mining for a while.
Then in the light of this agreement,
And like if you just bring an extra diamond pickaxe, once the main one you're using gets destroyed, just put them in the anvil and boom.
See, but I'm probably not gonna enchant a diamond pickaxe for a while.
I mean, if you're using diamond pickaxes, it doesn't hurt to at least see if you get a good enchantment on it.
True.
Like,
But I wonder. I'm trying to figure out what the best 3 enchantments would be on a diamond pickaxe.
I thought it's Fortune 3, Unbreaking 3, and Efficiency 4. That's literally like the god roll on the diamond pickaxe. That's the highest you can get on everything with the diamond pickaxe. Efficiency 4, Unbreaking 3, and Fortune 3. Did you get that?
Fortune 3, Unbreaking 3, and Efficiency 4.
Let us look at it together.
That is the best possible roll.
And if you can challenge any of my arguments,
As far as I know, at least.
and I will listen to you. But if you can't be a good fellow and stop telling me over and over again that I ought to leave this place without official permission, I am very anxious to obtain your approval before I adopt the course which I have in mind. I don't want to act without your permission.
Okay.
Now give your attention to the starting point of the
Alright.
of this inquiry. I hope
Give me
you
a
will be
quick
satisfied
second.
with
I'm gonna
my
make a
answer.
Diamond X
Try to
because
answer my
I'm
question.
getting driven nuts with that slow.
Well, I will try. Do we say that one must never willingly do wrong, or does it depend upon
Yeah, I'll try it.
circumstances?
I'll try it.
Is it true, as we have often agreed before, that there is no sense in which wrongdoing is good or honorable? Or have we jettisoned all our former convictions in these last few days? Can you and I at our age, Crito, have spent all these years in serious
I got
discussions
bullshit.
without
I like
realizing that we were no better than a pair of children?
That sounds
Surely
about
the truth
normal.
is just what we have always said. Whatever the
Yeah,
popular
especially
view
Minecraft
is,
where you just
and whether the
keep the
alternative
same
is
bumper.
pleasanter than the present one, or even harder to bear, the fact remains that to do wrong is in every sense bad and dishonorable for the person who does it. Is that our view or not? Yes, it is. Then in no circumstances must one do wrong. No.
I'm just farming for a specific piece of gear that I
In
want.
that case, one must not even do wrong when one is wrong.
And I'm trying to get
Which
good
most
rolls on
people
it at the same
regard as
time.
a natural course. Apparently not.
Sounds like you're struggling a bit on that product or that category.
Ought one to do injuries or not? Surely not.
Yeah, I'm not struggling, it's just
Is
not
it right to do an injury
dropping.
in retaliation, as most people believe, or not? No, never. Because I suppose there is no difference between injuring people and wronging. Exactly.
Alright, come on. Go ahead.
The people
So
I'm
one
killing
ought
have
not to
2
return a wrongdone injury to any
dedicated
person,
drops.
whatever the provocation is.
And I keep getting
Now
the
be
one
careful,
dedicated
Crito,
drop that
that
I
you
don't
make a
need.
single omission. You do not
That sounds like it's more annoying than anything.
to your real beliefs.
I mean, Borderlands
There
is
are
about
and always
farming.
will be
That's like a major
people
part of just what the game is about.
Consequently, between those who do think like that and those who do not,
Well,
there
I love
can be no
Thunderstorm.
agreement on principle. They must always feel contempt when they observe one another's decisions. I want even you to consider very carefully whether you share my views and agree with me, and whether we can proceed with our discussion from the established hypothesis that it is never right to do a wrong or return a wrong by defending oneself against injury by retaliation, or whether you dissociate yourself from any shared views and discussion. I've held it for a long time. And so
that was extremely close.
formed any other opinion, say so, and tell me what
And
you
I
think.
don't know what it hit, but it hit something in the village. What in the... Yeah, it was a lightning strike. And it hit something, and whatever it was, it just collapsed.
Or rather, question. Ought one to fulfill all one's
Oh,
commitments one day or night, or regular? One ought to fulfill them.
Yeah, I'm checking now.
I mean, I think it burns like the lightning burns.
That was extremely close. Yeah, I just don't want it to catch a house on fire, you know what I mean? Like the lodge, because if it strikes the lodge, it's gonna catch the lodge on fire.
Hey.
Look at it this way.
I don't know what you mean.
Suppose that while we were preparing to run away from it, or however one should describe it, the laws and constitution of Athens were to come and
Cool.
confront us.
He actually is willing to be a friend
Ask this question.
with us
Now, Socrates.
Concerning, but
what
okay.
are you proposing to do?
because he's not like that.
Still. I'm
I know.
streaming. We'll talk about it later.
Look at it this way. Suppose that while we were preparing to run away from
Okay,
it,
so
yeah.
however one should describe
Love you too, dear.
the laws and constitution of Athens were
My
to come
baby.
and confront us and ask this question. Now, Socrates, do you deny that by this act which you are contemplating you intend, so far as you have in the power to destroy
I'm helping,
the state as well? Do you imagine that if
Rabbit build his house over here, and I'm
if the legal
cutting all these trees down because I use the majority of Landon's wood too.
private persons?
Do you
Why are you
think?
using this stuff?
Well, because he told me I could.
Question, Crichton.
Okay.
And others of the
Do you think the Vaughn will have any canon stories anytime in the future?
especially by a professional advocate.
I think he will, but I also think it'll be a while. Oh, well, there goes the tree. I just watched that whole tree just explode.
Nice. That's crazy.
Shall we say
I don't like thunderstorms in Minecraft because, like, back on PS3 in Creative World, you couldn't alter whether or not you could have thunderstorms or not.
what you have just
And I had made this big project in Creative, and it was like a 2D pixel art, and it was huge. And
supposing the
lightning hit it, and it was made out of wool.
Was there provision for this in the agreement between you and
Just
Socrates?
They were a big part of the legends. They were. They really were.
Judgments the state pronounced. If we express surprise at such a language, they would probably say, "Never mind our language, Socrates, but answer our questions. After all, you are accustomed to the method of question and answer. Come now, what charge do you bring against us in the state? That you are trying to destroy us. Did we not give you life in the first place? Was it not through us that your father married your mother and begot you? Tell us, have you any complaint against those of us laws that deal with marriage? No, none, I should say. Well, have you any against the laws which deal with children's upbringing and education, such as you had yourself? Are you not grateful to those of us laws which were instituted for this end? For requiring your father to give you a cultural and physical education? Yes, I should say. Very good. But since you have been born and brought up and educated,
That is so scary.
that you were our child and servant, both you and your ancestors. And if this is so, do you imagine that what is right for us is equally right for you? And that whatever we try to do to you, you are justified in retaliating? You did not have equality of rights with your father or your employer, supposing that you had none, to enable you to retaliate. You were not allowed to answer back when you were scolded, or to hit back when you were beaten, or to do a great many other things at the same time. Do you expect us to laws that if we tried to in the belief that
Where did that hit at? Because that was extremely close to the,
artists to destroy their country and thus its laws in return? And will you, the true devotee of Hades, claim that
Dude, what is up with the lightning strikes and the storms? Jesus.
more venerable, more sacred,
The lightning is terrible here.
both among gods and among all
That's
reasonable
great.
beings? Do you not realize that you are even more
All of this lightning is like super annoying.
Impatiently submit to any punishment that it imposes, whether it be flogging or imprisonment. And if it leads you out, you should do so. And if it leads you out to war, to be wounded or killed, you must comply, and it is right that you should do so. You must not give way or retreat or abandon your position. Both in war and in the law courts and everywhere else, you must do whatever your city and your country command, or else persuade them in accordance with universal justice. But violence is a sin even against your parents, and it is a far greater sin against your country. What shall we say to this, Brighton? That what the laws say is true or not? Yes, I think so. Consider then, Socrates, the laws whether it is also true for us to say that what you are now trying to do to us, although we have brought you into the world and reared you and educated you, and given you and all your fellow citizens a share in all the good things at our disposal, nevertheless, by the very fact of granting our permission, we openly proclaim this principle, that any Athenian, on attaining to manhood,
That thunder is like way too close to the village. That thunder and lightning.
go away wherever he likes. If any of you chooses to go to one of our colonies, supposing that he should not be satisfied with us in the state, or to emigrate to another any other country, not one of us laws hinders or prevents him from going away wherever he likes, without any loss of property. On the other hand, if any one of you stands his ground,
I literally just watched that hit that house. Oh no 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 no. No 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 no. No 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 don't.
of doing wrong on 3 separate counts. First, because we are his parents, and secondly, because we are his guardians, and thirdly, because after
Nick, I am very concerned.
he is neither obeying us nor
What
persuading
is
us
that?
to change our decision.
Because if this lightning hits this lodge, it's gonna burn it down.
I mean, imagine if it hits anything. Like, imagine if it hits my house.
Savage command.
I'm more concerned for the. That lightning literally just struck in front of me. Oh my gosh.
These are the charges, Socrates, to which we say that you
Hello, May. How are you?
what you are contemplating.
That lightning actually just hit right in front of me.
But one of the most
Oh man.
Why ask me?
Can you please go away, Storm? Go the hell away.
You have entered into this agreement as explicitly as I have. They would say, Socrates, we have substantial evidence that you are satisfied with us and with the state. You would not have been so exceptionally reluctant to cross the borders of your country if you had not been exceptionally attached to it.
Ugh, storms.
To attend a festival or for any other purpose, except when some
I need to hurry up with this.
You have never traveled abroad as other people do. And you have never felt the impulse to acquaint yourself with another country or constitution. You have been content with us and with our city. You have definitely chosen and undertaken to observe us in all your activities as a citizen. And as the crowning proof that you are satisfied with our city, you have begotten children in it. Furthermore, even at the time of your trial, you could have proposed the penalty of banishment if you had chosen to do so. That is, you could have done then, with the sanction of the state, what you are now trying to do without it. But whereas at that time you made a noble show of indifference if you had resolved, and in fact preferred that, as you said, to banishment, now you show no respect for your earlier professions, and no regard for us, the laws, whom you are trying to destroy. You are behaving like the lowest type of mean, trying to run away in spite of the contracts and undertakings by which you agreed to live as a member of our state. Now first answer this question. Are we or are we not speaking the truth? When we say that
Hey, it's nighttime. We should probably go to bed, Rabbit.
you live your life as a citizen in obedience to us, what are we to say to that, Crito? Are we not bound to admit it? We cannot help it, Socrates. It is a fact, then, they would say, that you
Just so we can kind of get this storm out of the way and it doesn't really hit anything.
we're not compelled to decide on our own.
Because that's really concerning me, because this storm is...
You were not satisfied with us, you felt that the agreements were unfair.
Wow.
You did not choose Sparta or Crete, your favorite models of Britain.
Alright, you know how like in certain areas it'll storm, in certain areas it'll rain, but like you'll be relatively close to where the storm is, but it's not in your area?
It is quite obvious that
You know what I'm talking about, Nick? Like, it like lightning literally strikes every 5 seconds.
now,
We're like near our village, and it's very concerning.
yes, you are Socrates.
There's a freaking zombie here? Go away. Oh my god, it's still storming.
Leaving the city.
Oh, there it goes.
We invite you to consider what good
I know what it's saying.
or your friends if you commit this faith and stain your conscience. It is fairly
Yeah, it's
obvious
concerning.
that those being banished and either losing their citizenship or having
I know what you're saying. Yeah. We happen to be like right underneath of it, which was very concerning.
Go to one of the neighboring states such as Thebes or Megara, which are both well governed. You will enter them as an enemy to their constitution, and all good patriots will eye you with suspicion as a destroyer of law and order. Incidentally, you will confirm the opinion of the jurors who find you that they gave a correct verdict. A destroyer of laws might very well be supposed to have a destructive influence upon young and foolish human beings. Do you intend then to avoid well-governed states and the higher forms of human society?
Is this stuff free?
Life be worth living. Or
Hold
will you
on.
approach these people
I'll come to you to see what you're talking about.
What argument? Say what you
Lightning just hit in front of me. Oh, that wasn't lightning. These are a bunch of zombie skeletons. Or zombie horse skeletons.
and everything about him is clear and existing. You certainly ought to do so. But perhaps you will retire from this part of the world and neglect those friends of Bessie. That is the home of indiscipline and laxity. And no doubt
Hey,
you have enjoyed hearing the amusing story of
Rabbit,
the
come over here and grab this stuff
by arraying yourself in
for
some
me,
costume
if you can.
or putting on a shepherd's smock or some other conventional runaway's disguise, and altering your personal appearance. And will no one comment on the
What was he
fact
asking
that
about
no
with
man
stuff
raised,
being free?
probably with only a short
I'll see what he's talking about here in a second.
legally to life at the price of violating the most stringent laws? Perhaps not, if you avoid irritating them. Otherwise, Socrates, you will hear a good many humiliating comments.
So I need you to grab this bow, helmet, and then I need you to, you can keep the arrow, but bring the helmet over here.
Left this country for Thessaly to attend a banquet there. And where will your discussions about goodness and
Alright, I'm gonna show you where to take this stuff. Hold up. Give me a second.
So that you may be able to bring them up and educate them. Indeed, by first taking them off to Thessaly and making foreigners of them, so that they may have that additional enjoyment. Or if that is not your intention, suppose brought up here with you still alive, will they be better cared for and educated without you? Because of course your friends will look after them. Will they look after your children if you go away to Thessaly?
I don't need this. This is cancerous.
Those who profess to be your friends are
Oh my god.
you must believe that they would care for them. No,
Well,
be advised by us your guardians, and do not think more of your children or of your life or of anything else when you think of what is right, so that when you enter the next world you may have all this to plead in your defense before the authorities there. It seems clear that if you do this,
yeah, you don't need to dig any of that. You're good.
friends will be the better for it, or be more upright, or have a cleaner conscience here in this world. Nor will
We're just gonna fill this back in.
when you reach the next. As it is in this place when you do.
I will take these though, because I mean they're just pointless sitting there. Fuck.
But if you leave in that dishonorable way, returning wrong for wrong.
Alright, I'm gonna take the wood off of these. Well, no I'm not. No I'm not. No I'm not. No I'm not. No I'm not.
Those whom you least ought to anger, yourself, your friends, your country, and us. Then you will have to face our anger in your
You should see what he was talking about when he was talking about that stuff.
when the laws of the other world
Yeah, I'm about to figure it out.
so far as you could to destroy even us their brothers. They will not receive any very welcome.
Because
Show me what stuff you were talking about that you asked was free.
Is what I seem to hear them saying, just as a mystic seems to hear the strains of music, and the sound of their arguments rings so loudly in my head that I cannot hear the other side. I warn you that, as my opinion...
I like how you have Silent Ninja that's like
useless to urge a different view.
your go-to guy, and then I have him, who's my go-to guy. They're kind of like this.
I have nothing to say. Then give it up, Crito, and let us follow this course since God points out the way.
I feel, this makes me feel great. Are you talking about the stuff in here?
oh shit.
Yeah. Anything that's in here, you're clear to go into. And, the ingots and stuff that are in here, you can go to, too.
What? What?
He's talking about everything outside.
Did you hear yourself?
What?
Ingots?
Oh, I mean, if you understood how much ingots I have 2 full chests full, so I don't think we really... I don't...
No. It's ingots.
Still, we have 2 full chests of it, so...
No, I was just talking about, like, the pronunciation.
Oh, okay. Yeah, everything's for everybody to use. Just don't touch Nick's secret chest, don't go in Landon's house,
Wait, he doesn't know where my secret chest is.
and don't go in Nick's house, and don't go to my secret chest. Otherwise, everything out here you can go into and get whatever you want.
Chest is.
I'm just saying, just in case it's ever found, there could be, not saying it will happen, but possibility, if that was to happen, to not go into it. Out of respect. Hmm?
So nice.
Nice what?
Just nice.
Okay. I'm not gonna. Okay. Fun Rabbit said nice. Oh my god. Daggum, it's almost nighttime already? What do you mean?
I have no idea what this legendary is. What even is that?
Oh my. There's a big hole there, just there, for some random apparent reason. Okay, I was about to say, can I open the chest?
Should I? Oh, shoot.
Ah, freaking zombies. Go away. Go away. Thank you. Stupid zombies. Okay, all these sheep over here are getting on my nerves. Yes, thank you. Die. Please. I just got hit by a fucking creeper. Motherfucker. Really, Nick?
Jail.
Mm-hmm.
That's great.
Oh, jeez.
Just letting you know. That's great.
And he literally responded with the same thing.
You rabbit?
Mm-hmm.
Because it is crazy. You don't even have to know what's crazy. It's just that it is crazy.
That just doesn't
And
make sense to me.
That's crazy. I hope I hit that spawn. Oh, what the? You're just immune to everything, aren't you? Really? But can you take the rainstorm? I think not. Okay, maybe you can.
Were you there when Socrates yourself Beta when he was executed? Or did you hear about it from somebody else?
Freaking Christ, are you kidding me, mate?
What are you saying, mate? This is like you're back in your phase. Are you using weird ass language?
No, I just stupid freaking creepers today, dude.
What, did you die?
No, man. Like, they're not hardly doing any damage to me. They're just being super annoying and blowing
they're
up.
not doing any damage, because usually if they do any damage, that means that you're...
Then haven't you even heard how
My diamond armor's about halfway. But it's just super annoying because they're just randomly appearing and blowing up.
That's what they do with their life.
No.
Literally
I know, and it's annoying.
randomly spawn around a corner, scare the fuck out of the player, kill themselves, kill the player, and then respawn in another lifetime.
What ship is that?
And repeat.
The Athenians say the one in which Theseus sailed away to Crete.
Their life goal, their life mission is
Who?
to fuck your shit.
The story says that the Athenians made a vow to Apollo that if these young people's lives were saved, they would send a solemn mission to Delos every year. And ever since then, they have kept their vow to the god, right down to the present day. They have a law that as soon as this mission begins, the city must be kept pure, and no public executions may take place until the ship has reached Delos and returned again.
They're just annoying.
Sometimes takes a long time.
Okay, that froze. Aw, come on.
The mission is considered to begin as soon as the priest of Apollo is
Error occurred in application.